All right, let's talk about one of the biggest mysteries out there, black holes. But today we're diving into a pretty radical theory from Abdullah Bufim's work, and it basically suggests we might have been getting them completely wrong this whole time. You know that picture you have in your head of a black hole, right? This cosmic vacuum cleaner, a point of no return. But what if that's just not what they are? What if they aren't holes at all? What if there's something active, something powerful, and maybe even creative? So, what's the deal then? What are they, according to this theory? Let's jump right into the core claim, because it completely flips the script on these cosmic giants.
Okay, so get this. The central idea is that what we call a black hole isn't a dead collapsed star at all. Nope, it's actually the calm eye at the center of a gigantic, swirling celestial hurricane. Think about that. It's not emptiness, it's the very center of this massive, powerful thing.
I mean, that's a huge difference, right? Mainstream science tells us a black hole is a destructive endpoint. It's a hole in space-time left behind by a dead star. But this idea, it flips that on its head. It says it's not a void, it's a dynamic, powerful cyclone that's actually doing something.
So you're probably wondering, where does an idea like this even come from? Well, it's not from a telescope or a physics lab. The author builds this whole model on a very specific foundation from the Quran.
The whole thing really hangs on one specific passage, a verse from Surah At-Takwir. The author believes this verse is the key, the missing piece to understanding what these things really are and what they do.
And here it is. It translates to, "Therefore I swear by the retreating, the sweeping stars." Now the key here is that the author doesn't see this as poetry or a metaphor. They read it as a literal, physical description of actual celestial bodies that have a specific job to do.
Okay, so what are these sweeping stars? According to this view, we're talking about 5 super powerful planets, and their whole purpose, their divinely assigned task, is to be cosmic janitors, basically. They're constantly sweeping the heavens clean to keep everything in order.
All right, so if these 5 planets are sweeping the sky, how does that even work? Like, what's the actual mechanism here? Let's break down how this whole cosmic system is supposed to operate.
It's laid out as a 4-step process. First up, these 5 planets are spinning incredibly fast. That super fast rotation creates these massive hurricanes in the sky. The calm center of that storm, the eye of the hurricane, is what we see and call a black hole. Then any junk or debris that gets caught in that swirl gets pulled in, burned up, and turned back into smoke. And that smoke is supposedly the base material of the sky.
Now, the nature of these planets is super important. We're not talking about rocky planets like Earth or Mars. The description is that they're fiery, like giant burning embers. Their whole job is to just burn up any stray matter, recycling it back into that original smoke that makes up the lower heaven.
And to back up this whole smoke idea, the author points to another verse, this time from Surah Fussilat. It literally describes the heaven in its original state as smoke. So for the author, this reinforces the idea that this is the base material that those sweeping planets are constantly working with.
So, as you can probably guess, a theory like this doesn't just sit alongside modern science. It's a direct, head-on challenge to how we currently understand the universe.
And it's important to see this isn't just offered up as another way to look at it. It's framed as a correction. The author is specifically taking aim at the work of physicists like Stephen Hawking and basically saying that the modern scientific view has it all wrong.
And this is really where the two ideas clash. Hawking's theories talk about actual holes in space-time, but this author argues the sky is a solid, protected ceiling. It can't be punctured. So if you can't have a hole, a black hole can't be a sign that the universe is breaking down. It has to be part of a system that's keeping it all running.
And again, the foundation for this comes from Scripture, this verse from Surah Al-Anbiya. The phrase, a protected ceiling, is taken literally. It means an unbreakable, solid structure, which would make the idea of a hole in space physically impossible in this framework.
But this isn't just about cosmic housekeeping day to day. There's more. According to this theory, these 5 planets have one last, very dramatic job to do at the very end of everything, on the Day of Judgment.
So their whole existence is tied to the universe's life cycle. They're here to maintain it, and they're also here to play a central part in how it all ends, as described in the Quran. And the sequence of events is, well, it's intense. After the sun goes out, the stars fall, the seas catch fire. Then these 5 planets perform their final act. They literally scrape the sky clean,
wiping out all the other stars and planets, and bringing our current cosmic order to a definitive end.
So in the end, a perspective like this really challenges what we think we know. It asks us to look up at the night sky and just wonder. Are those dark spots we see empty voids where stars used to be? Or are they the calm, quiet eyes of massive cosmic hurricanes, guardians of a universe that isn't falling apart, but is being actively and constantly taken care of?